company is Black Series Edition LLC. And then we have the page we're working on our Crystal Edge Technology site. We might open up one of the shopping carts on there too. I'm thinking about actually selling some paints on that site too, on top of that. Um, this is a test that is extremely, extremely important. And it's something that screen paints should be doing because, as I said before, the last thing you want to go through is buying a product and finding out that you could have literally made it yourself with just everyday paint or fabric, could have matched anything. For the merchant, it's an important test to do because the last thing you want to go through is have somebody take a tablecloth, walk in front of your screen and match, or anything. You don't want to go through that. So you want to make sure your stuff is tested. It is a requirement. It's something we push. We tell customers from the door, make sure their products are tested. Make sure their batch number tested. Make sure that you can ship the item back and have it retested. This is very important because, again, you do not want to get ripped off. I find it interesting that the one who basically, and again, we had some people gang up on us because they didn't want to do these tests or any testing whatsoever, and they thought it'd be an easier way to just basically try to discredit my company's name, so that way people can basically look past them and they can continue doing what they do. But I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to continue to push this. Let me go over here to our site here. I'm going to pick up our website. So one of the tests that are required is something we call the black versus black. We started it to test our products out against black fabric, black paint, all that stuff like that. Because again, I don't want my stuff matching anything involving black paint or fabrics and all that stuff. Actually, how it all got started, we had a troll come into our channel, and the first thing the troll said was, well, how do I know your product is not going to match black paint? And I thought to myself, that's a very good idea. It's a very good very good thought right there. We didn't even know at the time. I said, well, let's find out. So that's what we did. We went on and we basically started doing tests on our products to see if they would match any form of black paints and fabrics. Now, I find it interesting that individuals will give us these tests, but when we give out other tests to individuals, they will refuse to do these tests. So we have done quite a bit of these tests to make sure that our products are not matching house paint. I purchased some black paint over at Home Depot today. We have a surface painted over there. We'll be hitting it against that screen with some black fabric. This will also be we'll have several of these demonstrations done today. They'll add to the blacklist. This is the new technology we just finished. It's going to be going through one of these tests today. So keep in mind, there's a challenge on this. You're going to have to match and better it, which means you're going to have to do the same thing we did. And the reason why we do this, it cuts down on a lot of nonsense. All right, so let's go over here we're at front page. I want to get to my marketplace. Okay, so I'm going to run this one all over again. And show you at the bottom of our marketplace, we have the largest list of black versus black testing. Keep in mind, claiming to do tests versus other black screens, not enough. It's not enough because other black screens are altered, they're redesigned. That's why you have to do this against physical black paint. This is where Mr. Danny failed in his black versus black test. My product costs $400. I say $400 to $500. All right. If you're saying you beat my product at the end of the day, the problem you have here is the fact that what about other products? What about black paint? Something that's going to be far cheaper than my product itself. So what about that? Let me see what's going on here. It's just what you have to worry about. What about that? What about those products? So you can say, hey, look, I beat this product. It's $400 or $500. But what about a product that may cost the customer like $7.50? And that hits your screen, they couldn't care less about my product at the end of the day. Only thing they care about, they beat your screen at $7.50. So again, that's not really going to disrupt them like that. That's not really going to show anything. You have to do testing against everything that you can get your hands on, which is very important. So, we'll get to that in a few minutes. Let's show you what we got. Everyday black paint. We like to use the Dynasty black paint because this paint was supposed to be labeled to be our product by a fellow on YouTube who was claiming that our product was nothing more than just black Dynasty paint. Now I want you to look at this real carefully. You can see this is actually black, not gray, because some people fake these tests. What they'll do is they'll mix the paint with something and try to make it like a dark gray, so that way they can continue to pull, so you can pull higher white levels. I've seen that with the Series C, where the screen basically displayed a gray screen and not a black screen when trying to prove that it can pull higher white levels. So that's black, as you can see. All right. And we got our surface here painted in, dried nicely, because I have to be careful because this screen has heightener technology, and if this thing hits my screen, it damages my screen. Okay, right there. Yeah, I could do this all day, literally. This is why we have so many black versus black demonstrations. Once that thing properly dries on the other side, I'll put it in the middle of my screen, but I don't want to touch my screen because I don't want it to. Whoo! Heck, damn it. See? Right there already. Mess my screen up. Damn it, man. And I can see it too. There you go. But anyway, when that dries thoroughly, because I don't want it jacking up my screen over here that can produce that white level, we're going to do a lot of testing on here today. A lot of testing. One of them, I'm going to draw into the screen. Oh yeah, I'm going to draw into my own screen. We're going to mark it up anyway. I might as well. We're going to mark it up. So I'm going to draw into the screen. So we do all these demonstrations. Now mind you, all these tests today, what we're doing, these are actual tests, not sample runs. This is an actual test we're running through the screen paint. All of these are challenges today, which means by challenge, match or better. We are challenging all screen paints to do the exact same test we are completing today. This is why I said it's very important. And mind you, you will have fabrics also for your test. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a t-shirt, whatever it is, as long as it's matching your screen. Have to do those tests. They're very important. You know, I come on here and I watch these demonstrations on these so-called screen paint products. I'm loving my freaking submarine. I have somebody look at that like, did you buy that? And, you know, we built that. Come out here and talk about their products being this, that, and the other, and they just fake it on so many levels. They try to skin past by doing as very little as they possibly can. The problem is when you do as very little as you possibly can, you'll bump into people like me that test stuff at the end of the day that will put your stuff through the ringer. If it doesn't work, then we'll just start receiving cancellations and all that stuff. That's why we get cancellations from the door. It doesn't really work at all, period. They're just faking it. That's why we get cancellations. If your stuff works, they'll ship it right on through. If it doesn't work, then they're going to cancel on it. You're never going to really receive it because, again, they can't back it up. And as I said before, what you call a black versus black test, mind you, you're going to court for that one right there. But I'll keep in mind that you're doing a paint, again, that's more expensive paint than most screen paints. Well, actually, no, Goose Screen's up there too. Goose Screen sells something like $1,000 or something. They're way up there. But anyway, so if I'm going to test, first things first, I'm going to test against everything. So what's the difference between your product and a $7 paint, a $3 paint, a $4 paint, black fabric, all that? Nothing there, just showing that. And the problem we also do have with that so-called fake product that was in that container, and I have a Phantom. We've had Phantoms. As a matter of fact, the Phantom we launched toward him was a Phantom Legendary Spartan, which that's the one that caused him to remove the entire state of Pennsylvania. So if you beat this screen, you shouldn't be in a problem going against it again, especially a more advanced version of it. But as I said before, if your product is the fake product that you had in there still was able to produce a better contrast level than a screen that's claiming to be black. It came up gray. So with that being said, it's not a black screen, it's a gray screen. That means the entire time when he was showing this screen off, that's why he wasn't doing any contrast levels, the screen was gray. There was no comparisons up there. That's why you have to do black versus black. And to the consumer, this is extremely important. You want to get ripped off? You want to get robbed at the end of the day? You want to get what you didn't get paid for, what you ordered at the end of the day? Make sure this stuff is tested. You literally can get shipped a container of everyday paint in the mail. You have to make sure they have these tests. When the owner came in here, when he was looking at the black screen, he said, how do I know that the black paint I have in my garage is not going to do the same thing? Investors are going to ask this from the door. Any distributorship, you sign a contract, is going to ask this from the door. It's going to come up. If you are a person who makes screen paints and you think at the end of the day that this is a topic that's not going to come up, you are a complete freaking idiot, because it is going to come up multiple times. You can have a jerk in the crowd just for the sake of it. Take a tablecloth off a table and throw it across your screen just to embarrass you. Anything could happen. Customers are going to ask this question, especially when it comes to a black screen. They're definitely going to ask this question. So you're definitely going to have to be able to do these tests. Oh, I can't wait to draw into the screen. I can't wait. This right there, these are tests. That's new product right there. That's new test, new black technology we're working on. So, again, as you saw with Fernando, and I can get mad all he wants, buddy, you're in the video, man. We're not making anything up. And I can see if I was making something up, if I was embellishing on something, if I was saying something that wasn't true. Yeah, you have all the right to get mad. You have all the right to get an attorney. You have a right to go slam me for slandering and all that stuff. But you don't, because you were literally caught in a video matching house paint. And this is the reason why we push strongly why these batch number tests need to be done. It's interesting how I find that we are the only ones pushing for this. And I'm not saying everybody else. And some people would want to ignore this because they don't want to do the test. They may be doing good things, but they still may want to ignore it because it is brutal testing. But you still have to get it done, because you run the risk of someone coming up and embarrassing your product. You don't want that. But for those people that are scamming and ripping people off, they definitely don't want to do these tests. And this is the reason why they pushed that. All of them got together and pushed that campaign. Let's make him look like a fake at the end of the day so we can continue to rip off customers. No, got the wrong person at the end of the day. We're fighters over here. We don't back down over here. We'll keep on pushing until the job is done. I'm going to push, whatever I got to do, whoever I got to connect, whatever money I got to pay at the end of the day, I'm going to push till I can push this into law that all products have to be tested before they're sold to a customer. Customer has the right to get what they paid for. I want to get what I paid for. You see these computer parts, all this stuff I buy at the end of the day, I expect for all this stuff to work. I spend my time and hard work putting these machines together. I expect for these machines to work. Last thing I want to hear is basically motherboard malfunctioning, liquid cooling systems not running correctly, RAM not running correctly. I don't want to even bother with all that. I need for this stuff to be tested. I need for it to work. Same way with a customer who's building a projection screen setup. They're putting their time, they're putting their work, they're putting their money into it. It needs to work. I don't understand why that's such a hard process for them to understand. It needs to work. Because the last thing I want to do in a PC build is basically turn around and go, oh, snap, the video card is not working at all, period. We're going through this. I've gone through enough with motherboard pins as it is. So yeah, I like it when stuff works. So again, it has to be tested. And like I said, they thought it would be better to gang up on me and make me look like a fake, but you got the wrong person at the end of the day. It's like you want whale hunting, you got the wrong whale. This is one that doesn't back down. This is one that crash right through your ship and thinks nothing of it. And it needs the survivors. Yeah, because we take care of the business. We get it done. So again, I'm going to push this. I'm going to push it. Even if I have to build a website just for that alone to basically televise that everywhere it needs to go. I got heavy connections. I can easily get this pushed. As a matter of fact, I got hooked up with some advertisement company. I'm going to push it through there. because it needs to be done. But that was their plan. Let's make him look like he's crazy. Let's make him look like his products don't work. Let's do these fake campaigns against him so we can continue to rip people off. Oh, this is big. You have to understand how big this is in court. This is going to be huge in court. It's so much stuff going on. It's not even funny. It's not just the copyright. It's a lot of stuff going on with this. A lot. Especially with the whole calling us scammers and stuff. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. And it's crazy. But anyway, yeah, because they want to continue to rip you off. So, again, as I always said, what's in the dark comes out in the light. When I go to my Lord and I pray to him and I say, Lord, you know, these individuals are doing things I know they shouldn't be doing. They're basically trying to taint my blessings at the end of the day. They're trying to destroy what you have blessed me to be able to have. Lord, please put them into the light so everyone can see them. And did he do it? Yes, he did. Jamie went on and did a YouTube demonstration on his paint. Boom, right out in the light. Everybody saw his product matching house paint multiple times. Seen videos go down, videos go up. Seen cancellations going left and right. The Lord exposed them. All those cancellations, removing of websites, removing of states, products matching house paint, that's the Lord exposing them, putting them out there for everybody to see. Because I prayed and asked the Lord, Lord, please put them out there in the light so everybody can see them. Yep. I see it this way. When I see them talk, I just see this huge, massive wolf with all these razor sharp teeth. But he's dressed up like a sheep. Dressed up like a harmless sheep. But deep down inside, he's an evil wolf. That's what I see. Because that's what they do. And that's why we push these tests to be done. I don't know what merchant would argue with me about this. No customers arguing with me about these tests. Not one customer. I've never had one customer come in and go, you know what, Mr. Bird, I think it's wrong that you're asking for testing on screen paints. I enjoy getting ripped off. I enjoy getting gray paints and black paints that are not supposed to be what they are. I enjoy losing money. I've never heard that from a customer ever. Never. Never heard that from a customer. Merchants will come at me like that. They'll get nasty with me like that. Oh, well. I had one guy saying, well, if your product's so tested, at the end of the day, you show me your test. And I was like, you really want to go down that road? Boom! Showed them all them tests. Just popped out of the room. Which one you want to go through? Some of these tests can be anywhere between 2 to 3 hours long. Some can be 4 hours long. Let me draw into my screen. We got a new upgrade. We upgraded the coating for the other product. Oh, we made the flex darker. Because it needs to be darker. It has to be to kill tons of lamp glare. So we got rid of that. We made it darker. Let me let this run through. So one of the things in that black versus black test, which is very important, or gray versus gray, it's important that you see the paint, especially with black. You have to make sure it's actually black. You do not want it to be gray, because if it's gray, it means they're cheating the demonstration. So it has to be black. Very important, customer. Make sure they have these tests. Keep in mind, these tests can't be in their YouTube channel. It has to be on the website, directly on the website for everybody to see. I would think that's something you would want to have, directly on your website for everybody to see, because you want to back it up. You don't want to hide it in your YouTube's archive somewhere. Maybe this thing is dragging. I don't want to jacking up my screen. So you would hope that, see how it's black, 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 black. You would hope that basically it is tested, so that way you don't want to get ripped off. You don't want to end up getting sent a product, again, like I said, that could match your daughter's hoodie or whatever. You walk downstairs, wear a gray hoodie, blends into the screen, like, wait a minute, stand right there for a minute. Oh, come on. Yeah, you don't want to go through that nonsense. Now, this is my marketplace right here. Come in and check it out. And these right here at the bottom, this thing states what they are. It's called a black versus black test demonstration. We were doing these since 7s. You know where we got this idea from? I told you. One of the Crow Boys came into my channel and said, hey, how do I know your product is not everyday black paint? And I was like, you know what? That's a fantastic idea. So we used it. That's what started the whole thing. When Jamie's Crow Boys did it. So ever since then, we're like, you know what? We're testing everything, and then we just, we do stuff at the end of the day. We never do anything normal. We never do nothing normal. We just went and just doing all kinds. I'm challenging myself because at the end of the day, I have to challenge myself. I'm not like these guys at the end of the day that'll skim past, do the very little testing they can just to try to barely skim by and fail doing it in the process by you. Nah, 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 nah. We like to be challenged. We figure out all kinds of crazy stuff. One of the challenges you have today is you have to draw into your screen. That's brutal. I mean, really, really brutal. Let me explain something to you. 5,000 lumen projector won't help you. And the reason why it's going to be brutal is because, mind you, we're doing this on commercial. I could advise you to do it on commercial, like us. It's a match or better, so we may advise you to do one of them on a commercial with a projector that's going to price under 20 bucks. Cheaper to do it. Why would you have to rely on a high-powered projector in order to produce your white levels? I mean, that's not fair because for the customer who may not be able to afford that, a projector at the end of the day, where did she or he stand? Or they have to spend the money to get a high-powered projector to produce that? Well, can't be going around doing that at the end of the day. Let me let them load in. This thing is about dry. Let me get myself some tape. What's my stand at? My little cardboard stand out of here. There we go. I'm going to be adding some more to our list. And I'm going to be planning to build the ultimate black. We plan to expand a lot. We got a lot of testing, a lot of screen paints. We're going to be doing this test over and over again, again. There's a low lumen test at distance throw. You got to be like 16 to 25 feet back to nail one of those tests. If you're claiming to be a black screen, you need to have this at the end of the day. Let me put this straight so anyone who's making a black screen, you can understand this. If you want to hit my level, if you want to say that you're me at the end of the day, you got to complete that list. See that black versus black test? It's brutal. It's not a joke. You fail one time. You match anything one time. Your business is over. It's done. That's it. And you will do it live so everyone can see you do it. There's no way around them at all whatsoever. There's one called color test. There's one with a white surface next to it and a black surface next to it called color test. There's one where you have to draw literally into your screen. Yeah, we've done them all, man. After a while, you get boring, so you got to find out new stuff to challenge yourselves. Yeah, we do them inside, outside. Doesn't make a difference. We knock them out. And you're going to have to match my count, which I'm up quite a lot. This right here, that's an interesting one. We actually made 4 black paints on YouTube, painted them in, put them against our product. Every last one of them failed. This is why we give people permission, because when I look up on the table, go, oh, we did this one already. Yeah, because we've done it already. So for the consumer, they can go to our page and they can see our tests right there. Now, for anyone who wants to sit there and say the reason why we're putting challenges on these, just in case we get people, that come in and say, oh, he's using camera tricks. Well, if I'm using camera tricks and it's so easy, you should have no problem with completing the challenge, right? So matching betters on every single test we start today on our new technology. All right, that should be easy McCheesy, right? There you go. Match all tests today. Now, if they refuse to do the test, mind you, if you have a gray screen, you'll be doing the opposite. You'll be doing gray paint, which means bare silver screen, network gray 773, microblend slip silver, software gray. As a matter of fact, do the whole 235 on the Sherman-Williams. It has just about every color you can name in a screen paint, right in that one color swap, alone by itself. Now, the reason why this test is very important, it plays several parts. 1, it allows you to see exactly where your white levels lay out on your screen. 2, basically, it protects your product to make sure your product is working quite well, and no one's going to come and embarrass the daylights out of you. We don't want to hear no nonsense about yellowish tone, whitish tone, whatever nonsense they bring up on camera. No, we don't want to hear that thing today, because you will be challenged on court on the very things that you say. So keep in mind, you will be challenged in court. I could bring your company up on fraud. So, if you're making claims that there's a yellowish tone, you have to prove a yellowish tone in court in front of a judge. And you don't want to go there. So, keep in mind, don't lie. There's yellowish tone. I can see yellowish tone when I was testing that product. When I was over there doing that first, there was no yellowish tone. I tested it. And keep in mind that when you make statements like that, your customers will also test it. They'll go out and buy some network gray, and anyone who's bought that paint has gone out and basically did the same test he did the same test I did, and neither one of them saw a yellowish tone. That's why you don't lie on camera that way. Your customers will go out and buy your paint and do it themselves. And they'll say, there's no yellowish tone there, he's lying. Who are you fooling? Are you wearing these at the end of the day? Why you're saying it has a yellowish tone? These glasses don't produce yellow, by the way. It's the special glasses I have to wear when I start getting the headaches from the monitors, trigger off headaches for me. That's why I can't wait to get my desk done. The monitor triggers off my headaches. I have to wear these glasses. Yesterday I had a freaking migraine. It was out of this freaking world. And yet, I'm still in here working, huh? You gotta love your job when you got that, man. I could break my leg and I still come to work. I don't care. I like to work. I like my job. Came out of the hospital, bam, right to work. I couldn't wait to get back and finish working on it. I'm still excited about my model over here, but I got to get this done first. We got to show this off. We got the model we're building over here. We got the structure we're designing. We got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of good energy in here, and I can't wait to start playing around with this because I want to draw onto my screen. I got to pick me up a paintbrush and roll into this screen. Rolling, 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 keeping doggies going. Rolling, 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 rolling. We're going to be doing that corrosion today too. And the biotank containers. We're doing that too on top of that. Loving the glue gun. I'm loving it so much. I'm looking for something. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, sorry about that. My glass is clean. Yeah. These things are fantastic. I got these for that particular purpose because I'm always in front of the monitor. And I hate being in front of monitors. I can't stand them. It gives me such bad headaches every single time. That's why I prefer the projection screens any day at a time. Once in a while I'm on these things, but man, I need to get my desk done because the headaches make me feel like I'm gonna throw up. I mean, they're really bad. So I gotta get my desk finished. All right. Now, is this the test? No, we're doing a run through. We're just having some fun. Oh, you'll see the test. The tests are pretty brutal when we do those. Yeah, they'll start off by saying test, and then we just go into it. It's going to be pretty bad for some people at the end of the day. They don't want to do this. Now, mind you, you have to do this. You have to. If you're taking this offensively, and this is making you angry, that means you're a scammer at the end of the day. That's what it means. If you're afraid, that means at the end of the day that your stuff is not tested. And that tells you, you're put it this way. You will tell on yourself. If this test scares you, you will tell on yourself that you're not ready. And if you're not ready, you should not be selling something that's not ready. We all hate that thing today, do we not? So that tells it for yourself. If you're not ready, you should not be selling it. The heightener technology, it's a beast, ain't it? Yeah. And I think with the Crow Boys, you know why I give him thanks? Because the Crow Boy came in the room and said that about a couple of years back and said, hey, how do I know your product ain't gonna match your black paint? So you know what? It's a good idea. He started the black versus black. See how it becomes full circle? You had one of your buddies come into my room, try to make trouble for us, and say matching black paint. And I thought to myself, that's a fantastic idea. And you started a whole new line of testing, which we enjoy to do, but you guys are scared to do. Now, the very thing you challenged me on is the thing you must do now. You have to do it. And it's not just for that. You have to do it either way. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference whether it's supposed to be a challenge or whatever. You have to do it. I shouldn't have to put a challenge on it at all. The fact that I have to put a challenge on it makes it sad. It makes it super sad that I got to put a challenge on it. My screen black? Yeah, my screen's black. It's super sad. All right, let's get something on here. I'm gonna get my t-shirt up here too. Get both of them up here, have some fun. Working on my stuff for the longest time over there. And this is why I can't explain enough to customers from the door, the bad ones, listen to me carefully, that when you send me back a video saying that my product came out looking like that, we know what you did. We know that you swapped it out and put black paint, painted it on the screen, and claimed it to be my stuff. All my stuff is tested, everything. So it's a batch number violation from the door. Now, I try to be nice about this. I don't like to drag people in the court at the end of the day for doing faulty things against my company. I will give you a chance. And that means that, bottom line, we request a ship back. You bring it back to us, we're going to try to match. That's why we ask for pictures. We ask for pictures, we're going to try to match your pictures in a live stream. So we automatically know from the door that was done, because we done testing, we know our stuff. So when that product gets here and we do that testing, do it live so everybody can see it. Shows that it's working fine because your product was tested before it was shipped out to you. It's nice and bright. We're using a low entry-level projector, fully lit commercial environment. So we send it right back to you. We have a nice little talk, and I explain to you, okay, look, if you feel that you're not ready for that dark technology yet, because some people are not ready for the adjustments, then we can send you out something, silver, gunmetal, but no problem. But don't do stuff like that, because that'll land you in court with a massive lawsuit sitting over top of your head. You know, violation against FRE technology it's a $1 million violation. If you violate one of those batch numbers, it's $1 million. But I advise, I don't want to bring a customer to court, even though if they commit fraud against my company, I would rather try to work something with them to help them out. Be honest with them. That's all you have to do. Be honest. That's all. I have no problem with shipping you out the paint. No problem whatsoever. I've had customers send us over products. Nothing went wrong with them. We had a little conversation with them. They were very nice about it. That's okay, no problem. So all you have to do is tell me. I think what the problem is when you work with some companies don't want to help you out for jack at all, period. If they can prove it at the end of the day that they didn't do anything, you're just done altogether. You ain't getting jack at nothing. You don't deal with it, whatever. It's past the warranty. We can't help you. This blah, blah, this or blah, blah, that. They just don't want to give you nothing at all, period. We try to work with you. So we try to help you out because I want you to get the best enjoyment experience from your home theater setup. Not saying you're stuck with it because it landed on your property. If you open it up, you're doomed. Nobody wants to go do that, do they? Red screen. So explaining what's going on here is the fact that I told you with black technology, you have to be able to read white light. It's very important. If it doesn't read white light correctly, any surface, whether it be fabric, whether it be paint, I don't care what it is. It can be basically my mouse pad, it can be anything. If it doesn't have the ability to read white light, it's going to come out dark and dirty. This is one of the why black paints, when I see people trying to make black paints, this is a test that's extremely important that you have to do, because even though it may look good on a standalone, it could have serious issues and serious problems with it. And that's the reason why you have to do these tests. And that's why when you look on this site, you don't see none of these tests because you didn't do them. Let me see. Blue screen. That's why we have something called a heightener, which means we can back this up 100%, as we have tons of demonstrations explaining the heightener capabilities. Something you have to do. You can't be making up stuff like range gain or gain range or that dumb nonsense. You have to back it up. Oh, we got a little green going on here. There we go. I'm going to draw something cool into this screen. Oh, we got to do a splatter screen. I haven't done a splatter screen on that level. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, let's get some little purple in here. Got a little pink going on. And this is the reason why when I tell you, and people say, "Oh, he's just hating on the product." He's just no. I'm an expert in this field. I've been doing black technology for a very long time. I know stuff when I see it. And if I tell you from the door, it's not in a good direction to go, it's not a good direction to go. It's not going to last that long. It's going to have all kinds of problems and complications are going to pop up. Was I right on the Series C? I was right, wasn't I? Screen came up gray and multiple applications. Screen had a difficult time painting down to a surface. You had streak marks. You had freaking glare coming off the screen. The screen was posing to be gray at one point and dark gray and black at another. It was a mess, a hot mess. And then the massive cover-ups on it. Screen's gray when all of a sudden it just magically turns black. After editing it. I mean, you see, basically they skip the drying time and all of a sudden the screen's black all of a sudden. So that's what I'm talking about. No proper testing whatsoever. You'd have got that mess home, put it on your screen, you'd have wrecked your screen. Because that screen gave up a texture. When you have a texture, especially on a fixed frame screen, this is going to be a problem. Because mind you, if you paint over top this, you're still going to have those imperfections pushing through. Has to be tested. So again, right from the door, we'll start them. When I come back in from this one, this will be all challenges. It'll be marked at the bottom. This is actually an official challenge video. And the reason why we put challenges in there, just in case we get people saying, oh, he's using special camera equipment and all this stuff. Mind you, these people are going to court for this. They're being sued for millions of dollars for making that statement that we're using special equipment to make our screens look different. We're being sued on that. But anyway, getting to this, challenges are going to be going in here. Reason why? Because if your customers sit there and say, if you do have any left, if they do go, they did a lot of dirt, and they got exposed. Customers are going to come in. We're going to arm them with information. And they're going to ask you if his products are so fake, he's put out match or better challenges. How about you complete them? Can't wait to post these on our site. Let's get 4K snow screensavers. Got that micro blend coming in soon. I can't wait to play with that stuff. Oh, does it look familiar? Oh, it does look familiar. Because that's the color that he claimed that a Phantom was doing. Phantom's white levels were literally so high that they could match TVs. Got a demonstration of a Phantom. So that fraudulent demonstration you did claiming to be our product with our label is considered to be fraud. And this will catch him a good 30 years in jail for it. And multiple lawsuits. Yeah, we do all these tests, man. There's no way in the world you're going to say my Phantom came out that dark. Virtually impossible. All our stuff is tested. When we go to court, they'll basically do a evaluation on my test versus yours. This will basically stand out in the credibility of your product capabilities. If you do not have the test backing the theories in which you speak, you fall into a lot of trouble. We can back up one of these, no problem. I look forward to painting one of these up in the courtroom. I'm going to have a ball. I'm going to have a huge audience to watch me have fun. So I'm going to get a kick out of this. You had black paint in that container. That's what you had. Claiming to be a Phantom, had black paint there. Do you have any different tests of black versus black tests we had to do on a Phantom? All our screen paints have to go through this, every single one of them. And this paint is colored. We got colored screens that can pass this test. And they're not even black. Because a black surface, and we had that issue where we gave out a free blackout cloth, a black surface. We had a few people send the paint back and say, oh, we can just use the surface. We don't need the paint. I was like, okay, no problem. So we They showed off their screen. I'm pretty sure it showed, oh, it looks perfectly fine. And then we took the same screen, we ripped it down the middle, draped it over top of a 129-inch screen, and showed them exactly how poor their white levels were actually pushing. And they contacted us back to see if they can actually reorder the paint. We said, no. You insult my intelligence. That's what you did. I don't like that at the end of the day. Look, this is my art at the end of the day. You insult my art, we don't do business with you. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how well you're connected. Don't make a difference to me. You don't basically insult my art. I think some people feel that they can throw a few bones at us and we'll run. No. You'll insult my intelligence and then you'll get nothing at all, period. Literally had a guy wanted us to come down and paint his screen in because he thought it'd be nice to have the owner and inventor of the technology come down and paint his screen. I'm not about no ego trips at the end of the day. Offered me $10,000, free trip to fly me out there, paint that screen up for his friends. No, he got a permanent ban for life. He can't buy anything from us. Not a thing, nothing, ever. So I don't play those games at the end of the day. I'm serious about business. I have no time for games. I'm a very busy person. And when you do stuff like that, you insult my intelligence. I have no problem with tests. That's why we do all these tests. That's why we push hard to make sure our products are working. We do more tests than anybody else on YouTube. We have the highest amount of testing, more than any screen paint. Even the ones that are basically goose screen, all these other certified screens, we have more testing than them. They won't do this test. You think you tell me, hey, take some great paint, but again, they won't do that test at all, period. We're the only ones to do the tests. We started batch number for screen paints, all that stuff. So with that being said, that the time and the hard work and the effort that I put in to make the best products I possibly can for my customers, and then to get somebody to come in and think because you think you're going to throw some money at me and I'm going to run to it. No. You'll get a permanent ban from me. You know what happens if you get banned from me? What happens? Go find something like this. There isn't anything like it anywhere. I know. I did the research. I had to do the research. I had to track down screens anywhere I can get them. I even went all the way over to Ireland to pick up a screen. I track stuff. You know, I'm a research junkie at the end of the day, so I will track anything and everything. I've dug up all sorts of types of projection screens, certified screens, everything I can get my hands on to make sure there was nothing matching us out there. I make sure when we do tests, we put the bar literally so high that no one's going to be able to reach it. We push the envelope and continue to push the envelope. So if I tell you at the end of the day and you want to get nasty and rude with me and disrespect me, and you say, I'll go elsewhere, go ahead. Where are you going to go to? Screen Innovation? Been there and done that. Elite Screens? Been there and done that. DMP Supernova? Done that one too. All of them. I've done all of them. The only one we haven't been able to get our hands on was a dragonfly, and they don't want us to go near it. So that tells you right there. Screen paints? We've done them all. There's nothing on Amazon. We've done all those. We've done paint on screens. We've done box. We've done goose screens. We've done their best of their best. White screens? Please, give me a break. We kill those things off like there's no tomorrow. So there's nothing out there. It's just our technology. It's not hard to be polite. It really isn't. It's not hard to be a polite person. It really isn't. It doesn't take a lot to be a polite person. It really doesn't. But when you want to, we got people, I've bumped into customers that just want to be nasty with us because they figure, oh, you know, he needs some money. Let me treat him. No, buddy. You have no idea the freaking anthill you stepped on at the end of the day. You can go out and find whatever you want. I bet you I can take it out. We can engineer technology within 20 minutes. In no time at all, and design it just like that to take out whatever it lays against. This new technology we have has 60 versions of it in it. There's 60 kinds of what this thing can turn into. And right there in front of the door, it's not even fully tested yet. It's not even tested at all, and it can do this on the door. So for what takes a projection screen company somewhere roughly around a year or so to build a screen, do you have any idea how much technology we can engineer within a day? Yeah, so that's why they're never going to be able to keep up with us. They'll never be able to compete with us. Ooh, let's do something real quick. TLC 4K demonstrations. Yeah, but I've had people like that. And I've had amazing customers that, get on there, talk, joke, laugh, have fun. Some of my customers sit on my Facebook page. I'm good friends with their family. They're good friends with my family. At the end of the day, I have fantastic and amazing customers. But, if you've done customer service, you all know that you're going to get those one, two, or three that are going to come in there and just carry on and act up. I had a guy one time constantly we told him that his ship out date is on this date. When you get your label, it says what your ship out date is going to be on. So we always post them a couple of days ahead, just in case if anything comes in late. If something comes in late, that means the shipping label is still good, especially when you're paying for free shipping overseas, which is expensive. So that's why we mark them that way. But no, he wanted to keep ranting and ranting and ranting and ranting. I said, fine, take your money back. So transfer his money right back to his account. Turns around, sends the email, says, why'd you send my money back? Well, look, you want to come on here, you want to carry on, act up, you want to be disrespectful, you want to do this and do that, and you expect for people to take it because you gave them money. No, you take your money back. Bye-bye. That's the end of the question. We're done. Now go find something that matches what we do. Send your money back to you. Strict rules we have under the legendaries when we finally launch those things. Legendaries are rare screens. One of them is on 5 of those are only made, and one of them, actually 2, I think 2 of them, which is actually a Phoenix. Phoenix is one of the rares, extreme rares. They're made once a year. You go into that shopping cart, you buy 2 of those, your money transfers right back to your account. Can't get 2 of them. Can't hoard them. Money goes back to your account, and then the odds of getting one is going to be extremely rare. It's not about how much money you make, is whether or not you are lucky enough to get one. That's what it comes down to. Because they're going to be very hard to get. They're talking about PlayStation limited edition made 12,000. We make 5 of these a month. And 1 or 2 of them are only designed by 2 every year. Those are the rarer ones. These come in special cases, special designs. We're putting a lot of money on how these things are designed. And yet they can absorb sunlight. They can do things that no other screens can do. And to prove when the legendaries launch how powerful these screens are, they're going to challenge everybody. When I mean everybody, everybody. They're going to take out every single screen we can possibly get our hands on the market. Where are you going to do the demonstrations? Outside, 12 o'clock in the afternoon in a greenhouse, where that screen is designed to basically flex. You can't survive in that environment. We already know that from the door. So that'll give it the title, one of the most valuable screens on the market. That's what we're pushing for in that technology. Because if I'm going to market a screen as being super rare and being the best of the best, you got to back it up. You have to. So the better way to do this, challenge everyone. Certified, everyone. So anybody get offended by this, but this is business at the end of the day. If you're going to market a product, you have to be able to prove that it can do exactly what you claim it can do. So now you can see the difference between our product and everyday black paints and fabrics. If I told you before that while the heightener plays a large role in our black technology, color technology, and just everything else we design, because the heightener allows our screens to be able to read better white light. You see the massive difference? That's why I say when I see people doing this demonstration against gray versus gray, I can't express this enough. That you can't match it. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you about the Network Gray 773, because I've used this stuff quite a bit, it's lighter. It's lighter than his mix. If you notice, if you looked at the screen, it's lighter than his mix, his product. Which means when he said it had a yellowish tone when it came to white levels, that would have been a lie, because the Network Gray pulls a higher white level due to the fact that it's lighter than his product. But still blended in and matched his screen. So as you see, most of these, we have different shades of black. Is black all the same black? No. You go to the store and you say, hey, let me get a container of black. I'm like, what shade you want? There's multiple shades. It's all black, but there's different shades of it. Every single one of these, including that and everything else here, can read the infinity level. All of them can read it. Which means that when he did the demonstration, the other one, and he pulled the star field, he should have read the star field just like the product claiming to be the product he wanted to claim that was our product. It should have pulled. But the fact that his came up gray clearly stated that his product was never black to begin with. It was just a great product. So when we have these discussions and we talk about that you have to be able to read white levels in order to pick up color, you need a balance. There's a tone that pops up on the screen and shows you're picking up proper balance. And if your white levels are too high, then the problem you're going to have in the day, the sacrifice field kicks in and something has to go. If your screens are gray, you can't read contrast. And if you can't read contrast, and contrast is everything, it's the domino effect that will trigger off. Ambient light rejection will not be your friend. You cannot operate in fully lit environments. You can't operate in commercial environments. I don't care what projector you use. It's not going to work. Any new light you add to the environment, such as lumens from the projector, is going to wash out the screen even faster. Your color is going to wash out. And your white levels are still not going to be 100% white because, again, if you're claiming that, then the white screen actually holds that title. Let the testing begin. Oh, I can't wait to put our test up there. I'm going to make a little secondary quasar. We got the color quasar. It's going to have this test today. Already from the door. Already from the door. Not even tested yet. And look at it. Oh, and by the way, for the person who claimed to be the Phantom, you ever seen the Phantom's test demonstrations? Phantom knocked out 17 certified screens at 10%. How would you be able to take that out on a product that gray at the end of the day? No way in the world. But that's what you'll have to prove in court. That's the big problem. Let me see. Skyworth food demonstration. Can't wait to do this in a courtroom. I'm gonna have so much fun. Can't wait to do this in the courtroom. I'm so excited. I get to have some fun. I love doing testing. You have no idea. I enjoy testing, man. I enjoy it. I love it so much. This is a test that they're terrified to do. They're scared of this test. They're terrified. Any gray screen, you're trying to take gray paint and put it against their screen. They don't want to do that test. Oh, heck no. They don't want to do that test. And there's your challenge, people. Go out and ask questions. Go out and challenge them. Go out there and say, hey, can you do this demonstration for us? Can you see this demonstration right here? Well, Mr. Bird did that demonstration. How come you can't do that demonstration? If they dare sit there and say it's a fake, say, hey, look, you got a match or better challenge up there. He said the same thing, that you were going to say that. So I would appreciate it if I'm going to give you any money at the end of the day, I'm going to make a purchase on your website, that you do that test. Or you're matching better his stuff, because that's what he said you're going to do. That's what they're going to do. They're going to sit there and claim that the video is being fake. Mind you, gentlemen, we find these videos, you're going to go to court for this. So it hits twice. Customer is going to challenge you on this. Or actually 3. Customer is going to challenge on this. You don't do the demonstration. You claim our product to be fake and unreal. Then guess what? I'm taking you to court for it anyway. Just have another lawsuit filed against you. City Hall is tired of seeing me. Any statement you make against my product, claiming that it doesn't work, it's not real, it's too dark, whatever, you're going to court for anyway. We just stack more on you. So, get them challenges done. Get them done. Get them done. Don't try to run. Just get it done. You should have had this done a long time ago. This is a problem. Your stuff should have been tested before you sold it. Do you have any idea if you sold any of that product and it has been properly tested, you got a consumer fraud charge looking you in the face? It is an untested product. You think pharmaceutical companies can make medication and basically not really test it? That's why they have people, they pay people at the end of the day to go in and do pharmaceutical testing to see exactly what the side effects are going to be. They can't just launch out medication basically not being tested, just throw it out there. No, you have all kinds of problems at the end of the day. You can go to AutoZone. Can you imagine going to AutoZone and find that none of the parts in there were ever tested? That's a scary thought at the end of the day. Buy smoke detector, never tested. Fire extinguishers, never tested. Asthma inhalers, never tested. Can you imagine a nightmare behind all that? So you have to do these tests. Anyone who argues about these tests, anyone who argues, anyone you contact that says at the end of the day that they make excuses from the door, you go elsewhere, you come to us. That's what you do. Because it shouldn't be any excuses at all, period. It needs to be done. You don't want to get ripped off. Nobody wants to get ripped off at all, period. You want to get what you paid for. All right, people. Got to come back in here. We got tests to do. And the first test we're doing on this technology is black versus black. So it begins. And all our black test demonstrations, please keep note, are posted in our marketplace shopping carts for you to be able to see right off the bat. They're all done live, by the way, too. All right. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back with the new technology. Got to go, and God bless. All right, let's begin testing.